Hi guys, Grant Stain here, CEO at Blam, and today I want to talk to you about logos because logos are really close to my heart. I actually studied graphic design when I was at university, and so the foundation of what I believe in when it comes to marketing and design was all based around everything that I learned at university about graphic design, in particular branding and logos. Now, a lot's changed since then. I've got to admit, the technology has just gone nuts, and lots of the stuff that we were taught at university back in those days, back in the early 90s, has kind of gone out the window. But there are some things that are fundamentally never going to change to do with branding and logos. And it comes up all the time with me because every time a Bland partner starts with us, then they have to think about, they're setting up their own digital marketing agency. So they have to think about their branding, they have to think about the name of their business and what they want their logo to look like. And we design them a logo. And what I want to do, because I'm obviously quite passionate about this, having been, in my background, I want them to come up with a logo that they really love, but is commercially going to do them, a good turn. It's going to help them with their brand, but get them really fired up about their business. Because when it comes to a small business owner, the thing I always say to them is the most important person to please with your logo is yourself. It's so often that you find that when people set up their business and they come up with their first logo, they start showing the designs around to loads of people and they get all these different opinions and they can get really confused. But the truth is, as a budding entrepreneur, the person that you've got to please is you. Because if you show a logo to 10 different people, you'll get 10 different opinions. It's such a subjective thing. But as designers, when we design a logo, the important thing is that we design it so that it's commercially going to work for you. So it works, for things like, is it going to print nicely on a t-shirt? Is it going to work when it's quite small in the top left-hand corner of your website? Is it going to serve you well from a color and aesthetic perspective? Is the font going to be, designed in an appropriate way? All these things we take care of to make sure that the entrepreneur wakes up in the morning, sees their logo, and feels excited about it. Now, this is a really poignant one for me at the moment because we've just been through our third rebrand for Blam. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary this week, and very exciting to hit that huge milestone. But just like I was taught back in the day, I feel that you need to evolve your logo every 5 years. So we started off with our first logo for Blam, which was a bit of kind of an explosion, conventional Blam explosion logo. And then we evolved it 5 years ago in 2020 to a new logo. I'm going to show you what that looks like now, just so I can help you understand the process that we went through. So I absolutely love this logo. In fact, I still like this logo. And we designed this way back in 2020. And the idea was that we wanted to grow up a bit. We were 5 years old. We'd grown significantly as a business. And I wanted the logo to become a little bit more mature, a little bit more grown up. And I wanted it to represent the brand for the future, for how we would be expanding. So I wanted something that wouldn't look out of place for any kind of serious player tech company. And so we went for this font that's quite a friendly font with the rounded edges and the kind of, that rounded feel to it. And then the blue dot right in the center of the logo, it's actually smack bang in the center of the A, represents a target. And the blue is the branded color that we wanted to leverage, taking that as a reflection of what came from the old logo. But that target, we in marketing, there's so many things to do with targeting, that metaphor is such an appropriate thing, and the symbolism of that target was really important to me. And what's really key is that when I did my training way back, in the early 90s at university, I was taught that a logo should have meaning to it. And so even though the meaning may be lost on most people, it's important that it has meaning because it helps you give meaning to the design. And so most people might not recognize the target icon in the middle of that logo. But for us at Blam, it's important that we've got that metaphor because it means we're practicing what we preach. So, bit of advice if you're thinking about getting your logo together, think about what meaning the icons or the symbolism or the fonts have for your business and how they reflect in your business. Might not necessarily be to do with the business itself in terms of the industry you're in, but it might have some kind of symbolism that connects it to you as the entrepreneur. And for design, if you've got a cohesive design, then it will have meaning. So let's just look at what we've evolved to. So we've now got our latest logo, which is, I can just, can I do it? Here we go. Where's it gone? There we go. So that's the new one, and that's the evolution that we've just put out there. So what we did was we sat down and we said we want to evolve the logo. It's been 5 years. It's time for a fresh start. We're a 10-year-old business now, but that old brand has served us well, and we don't want to completely change the way it looks. We because the brand still, is a nice strong brand, but we just want to evolve it that little bit more to serve us for another 5 years. So we've stuck with a very similar font. It's still a round font, but we've squashed the type up together. We've thickened it a bit. We've taken the edges off, so it's not quite as round. So it's a little bit more mature, a little bit less sort of balloon righty. And we've kept the dot for the target, but we've made the A into a location marker because so much of the marketing that we do is localized. It's targeting in a specific localized area because the main businesses that we help are small to medium sized business, and local target audiences are often key. We do so much work with Google Maps and other locations that symbolism is really key. And also you'll notice very subtly you've got the A and this arrow pointing to the I in digital. AI is a huge part of what we use. And so, although most people won't notice that the A and the I are connected, for us it's important because AI is absolutely embedded into everything that we do. And we see that being for the long term, we'll be leveraging AI. And so, that's just a subtle hint to the way in which the importance of AI has been, signified in our business and in the logo. So I wanted to share this with you because prior to this, we had a logo that we'd designed that we'd pretty much agreed on, but it didn't have that symbolism in it. And somewhere along the line of designing the logo, we kind of lost track of the idea that we wanted to make sure that we had a very clear and defined brand that also had a metaphor with it. So with this logo, we've got everything that we need. And I've got to be honest, I am over the moon with it. I love this design. It's really, really working for me. However, I want to make sure that if you're designing your logo, that you don't get stuck in that what can actually drive you nuts in that perpetual asking people what they think of it and whether they like it or not, because a logo is a very personal thing. It's subjective, and when you start up in business, I've seen it really hold people back, go round and round in circles trying to get their logo perfect. The truth is, guys, nobody really cares about Blam logo or anybody else's logo. You can point out loads of different logos for super successful businesses where you might not care for it, you might not even remember what it looks like. But the key thing is that you've got a logo that you can utilize, that's versatile, that's commercially viable to leverage, and has that symbolism within it that is there, so that it can inspire you, it can motivate you, and you've got something that actually means something, that actually has meaning to it. And don't forget, because you change it every 5 years is what they recommend. You may want to do it sooner than that. If your business evolves quickly and you need to really take, steps forward, then you can do it sooner than that. But it is something that is going to change over time. So don't waste too much time on getting your logo right, is my advice. Just make sure you've got something that is commercially acceptable, that you like the look of, and don't worry too much about what other people think. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope that helps you on your entrepreneurial journey. I hope it helps you get your logo going. If you want to find out any more about how we can help you with your entrepreneurial journey, I'm sure there'll be some information below this video. Good luck with your business. Good luck with your brand, and I'll see you on the next one.